Hi everyone, it's Margaret Wallace-Duffy from WOW TV, and I am really excited. I'm here on location in Brantford with a very special guest, Gillian Larson, who was a nurse for over 40 years. She's a mother, a wife, a grandmother, but the coolest thing ever, she was on Survivor. That's right, you can, if you have a dream and you believe in it, you can do it. Welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity. I love sharing my message with whoever wants to hear it.
So let's talk about your message and your story. First of all, you were on Survivor. Why on earth did you decide to do such a crazy thing 5 years ago?
I could not explain it. Well, I was bitten by the bug of Survivor the moment I saw the first series. And in the story that I take out, I do speaking engagements to try and help inspire other people to maybe do what they want to do. So if a little old lady from Temecula can get on Survivor, people can do what they want to do. I could never explain it. I just had this driving passion, and I looked at it in retrospect, and it was because I could. I always used to say it's because I can.
Absolutely.
I'm healthy. I'm keeping myself healthy, so I'm not the old lady that falls right away. I'm keeping myself healthy, and I live in a country that we can do anything we want to do.
You know what? That is so true, and that's what's so interesting about this. I believe as well, why not?
Absolutely.
Dream big, right?
Absolutely.
And when you do such a thing, tell us a little bit about the messages. Once you got on, first of all, the journey to get there, it wasn't easy. Life isn't always easy. You can dream. It doesn't always come immediately,
Absolutely.
but that's okay. Tell us a little bit, speak to that a little bit about that journey.
It was an 8-year journey. It took me 8 years to get on, and I never gave up. So when I go out doing speaking engagements, my motto, first of all, is, and of course the tagline is dream big. That's how I sign everything, is dream big.
Right.
But the motto is dream it, believe it, prepare for it, and do it.
Love it.
And that's what I speak about, tying in my Survivor experience, but it's life's experiences. Life isn't easy, but it's what you make of it. And it's not always what happens to you in life that determines the rest of your life, but how you deal with it that takes you on the path that takes you to the rest of your life. So that's what I've done with it, is I don't know why I said I'm going to play Survivor, but I always believed I could.
Right.
And I can speak for 3 weeks on this whole subject as well, but I always believed you have to believe that you're capable of something. It has to be inside you. And I had a lot of naysayers saying, oh, you'll never get on Survivor. Never get on. And I said, I can, I will, watch me.
You know what? And I love that. Let's highlight that point, because there are, I like to call them in life, trippers.
Yep.
They're people that have their foot out and they're just waiting for you to trip.
Yep.
And in fact, we can do that to ourselves. We can be our own tripper. However, I loved what you said. If there's that burning passion inside that belly, don't let anybody put out your flame. You didn't. I mean, eventually on Survivor, the flame went out, but it ignited something in you that you're now traveling around Canada, the U.S., inspiring other people. It's never too late, is it, to dream
Never.
and to go for it?
Never too late. And that was part of my whole mission as well. I started the 8-year journey when I was, 50-something. I was 61 when I got on. And a big part of it was that I wanted to prove that old people could do anything they want to do if they just believe that they can and they keep themselves in condition to be able to do it. And talking about the flame, I actually bring my little hokey torch, that is not the torch from Survivor, to remind me, and that's a big part of my message, is that I did not have that much control when my torch was snuffed out on Survivor. You really don't. But I have a flame inside of me that absolutely nobody will touch. They will never extinguish that flame. And everybody that I speak to, I tell them, you have a flame inside of you. And if you do not yet, let me help you ignite a flame that maybe will take you where you want to go. And when that flame is burning, never, ever let anybody touch that flame, because you are in control of your own flame.
You are absolutely...
Do not let anybody touch it.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And it's never too late. And when we talk about wellness and well-being, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, that journey on Survivor must have challenged you in all of those ways, mentally, physically, emotionally. Can you speak very briefly to, taking the passion and that flame that we both know, your why, why you're doing something. And sometimes we don't always know exactly what it is, but you're still driven to do it. Yep. How, after the journey, looking back, what has that done for your whole physical and emotional well-being as a woman?
Well, to begin with, it wasn't after Survivor. It was all during Survivor. And that's what I talk about. It's how do you deal with disappointment, rejection. frustration, all of these things, because this is what happened to me over the 8 years, and I had to analyze it for myself. How do you critique yourself when you're doing something? Do you pat yourself on the back and think you're awesome when you sort of realize you're not? How do you deal with all of those emotions, and how do you get yourself ready? Because Survivor is actually not survival. I read 65 books on every way to prepare for any environment, and it's not. It's surviving each other. And then during the game, it was again another whole set of frustration, determination to make it happen more than it was happening for me, disappointment. It was all of those emotions again, but I've had a lifetime of practicing anyway, but I'd had that 8-year journey learning those skills again, and took it into Survivor, and I now take it out and go, well, this is about number 398 talk or something. I lost count, actually. But that's what it's all about. That's what life is all about. This isn't a practice run. And I use all these sort of philosophies that I have in my head when I was preparing, and you'll hear them this evening too, and I can share more with you at another time. But, fear is temporary. Regret is permanent.
Oh, you know what? You're absolutely right. I said to my child, and this came from Michael Pinball Clemens, a famous football player locally, and he said to my son, there are 2 types of pain in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. And living with regret, as you said, it's debilitating. But you don't have to do it. Your story is so inspiring. One of my favorite sayings is, attitudes are contagious. Is yours worth catching?
Oh, love it.
Clearly your attitude is, I can't wait to hear you speak this evening. I want to check out some of the cool, real, authentic Survivor things over here on the table. Thank you for coming to Canada.
Thank you so much.
And sitting here with me this evening and sharing your story, because as we both know, it doesn't matter if you're a young child or you're an awesome grandma like you can do it. As the saying goes up there, dream it. Let's say it together. Dream it, believe it, prepare for it, and do it.
And there's no reason why you can't.
You betcha. I can't wait to hear her speak, and there'll be more coming our way. Thank you so much, Gillian.
I really appreciate it.
To all the survivors out there, stay tuned, because we've got lots more coming here on WOW TV.